Yo, what's up my N-words? It's me, Doobie Dragon, back again with the bonus episode of Frogger's Adventures The Rescue. Yep. In the bonus episode, I'm just gonna show off a lot of the stuff you don't normally see in the story mode. You know, all of these other options here. That's what I'm gonna show off. I don't really see a lot of people show these off in any Let's Play that I've ever seen. Especially not in speedruns. So I just figured I'd show them off myself. Maybe then people will have different opinions on this game. I don't know. Anyway, here's challenge mode. In challenge mode, it's very straightforward. It's basically the level select. If you don't want to go through campaign mode, very fun. Once you unlock a level once you beat a level in story mode, it's here forever. You can play it in challenge mode. Just go to the file that's completed, and you'll have it. It's very fun. The game will time you. The game will check your step counter. The game will even check to see if you've collected every coin in the stage. I used to play this game mode a lot because back then I used to take a little longer with these stages. But nowadays, if I'm ever playing this game, I'm just blazing through the entire campaign mode in one sitting. Again, the game's not very long, but you know, it's here if you wanna indulge in single stage fun, which by all means, all of these stages are great on their own. Yeah, all of these stages are great on their own. But yeah, that's challenge mode. Again, not a very difficult concept to comprehend. It's very straightforward. Multiplayer. I think I've gone into this before. Multiplayer is pretty fun for the most part. However, if you have other multiplayer games like Mario Party is the closest thing I can compare this to. You know, it's just a set of mini games that you can play with other friends or with computers. Again, they're fun. Don't get me wrong. A lot of them are very fun. But if you have other multiplayer games, then there's really not much reason to keep coming back to this with friends. I guess it could be fun every once in a while, or just to see what it's all about, but you know. Here we have a very simple tile minigame where you have to flip all the tiles and make sure only one face is here. The computer tends to be really good at this one. You really have to bring your A game. As you can see, they can finish very quickly. Ranger Frog has won that one. No biggie. I'm just here to show them off. Ooh, this one's really fun. Countdown. Okay, so Countdown is just what it sounds like. You and 3 other people are on the platform. There's a timer counting down. In this case, from 17. You have to count down manually. That timer's gonna go away. As soon as you feel that 17 seconds are over, you press the A button and hope that you're the closest. That's really what this is. But as you can see, I suck at counting. I was actually pretty close. While I was editing this part, I was counting down again to see if I could do better. I was like 3 seconds off compared to that time. So yeah, that's pretty fun. It's actually really fun. I actually really like that one. Coin collecting. Coin collecting is what it sounds like. I think it's 3 rounds of coins, so you'll get all of these coins. Once you collect all of them, you'll have to collect another set, and then after that set, you'll have to collect another set, and then that's the game. Really simple, but the computer tends to be like a beast at this one, so I don't really like playing this one by myself, because again, the computer usually wins a lot. So instead, I'm going to demonstrate what happens when you die. When you fall out of the ring for whatever reason, sometimes it happens in some minigames, you get a retire screen, and what that essentially means is you're out of the game. Your game is withdrawn, and you're out of the game. You're not winning that one. It happens in that one, in coin collecting, and it happens in the next minigame, which is it's called Rapid Race. So if you fall out in this one, your game is retired and you're not winning. However, Rapid Race is one of my favorite ones in this one. There are 3 minigames in this one that I really like, and Rapid Race is one of them. It's just what it sounds like. Again, these minigames are very simple. Simple but fun. I think that's a good way to describe them. This one's a simple race. It's not always the same layout every time. However, I do think this layout looks a little familiar. So I think there are like 3 or 4 different sets of races, but yeah. Yeah, and I'm at the goal, and I made the foolish mistake of taunting my CPU opponents, and then failing to win at the last second. So Ranger Frog is gonna cuck me out of my victory. Like those little JPEG frogs in the background with their 2-frame animations. I know I do. So that's Rapid Race. Collapse. Collapse is another one of my favorite minigames. Very fun, but very simple. You need to constantly be on the move, or else you're gonna fall down. Every once in a while, the outer panels will all fall at once. And then, yeah, you just have to be the last one standing. Pretty straightforward stuff. Again, I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. It's pretty straightforward stuff. By the way, for those of you that are curious, I picked Lily because we don't see a lot of her throughout the campaign mode. Yeah, just a heads up. Oh, Amazing Race. I love this one. I have this track extended on my channel. It's very fun. But, yeah, it's a simple maze game where you're trying to collect a key and get to a door as fast as possible. However, I really like the little gimmick they've added onto this one. They have these little buttons that will rotate the screen, and I guess the point is to try and confuse you and to try to lose your way. I think that's a pretty fun layer to add, but as you can see, I am too good at video games, so I beat it right away. But yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. There are different layouts, just like in Rapid Race, but not too many. Musical pads. Musical pads is another fun one. Basically, if you've ever played musical chairs in real life, it's very similar to that. There's a lot of lily pads. However, there's only 3 stable lily pads that you can stand on. So one player, unfortunately, will have to get out. Then there's only 2 when there's 3 players left. So unfortunately, another player will have to get out. However, here's the interesting part. After that, when there's 2 players left, there will always be 2 lily pads left. Which means this game could go on for a really long time. And what happens as this game progresses is that the timer for you to get on a lily pad just gets shorter and shorter, so just keep that in mind. It can get pretty hectic. Conveyor. Conveyor is alright. Like the title says, you're on a conveyor belt. Well, multiple conveyor belts, and your job is to eat as many butterflies as you can. I think the golden butterflies are worth 1 point, red butterflies are worth 2 points, and then eventually the blue butterflies are worth 3 points. But as you can see, there are also bees in this stage, and those are worth -1 point, so 1 point will be subtracted from your total, so just keep that in mind. Whenever a button lights up like that, the color blue, you can step on it, and it'll reverse the, it just reverses the order that the conveyors move in. And after a while, I think after you press it like for a 3rd time, no matter which one it is, they just speed up like crazy. Either when you step on it, or it just happens innately, because of the timer. I'm actually not sure. I don't even know if I use the word innately correctly. I'll have to look that up later. Yeah, I like to use big words sometimes. Get fucked. Also, get fucked, Ranger Frog. Yeah, okay, so as soon as Beauty Frog stepped on the blue switch, I think it was her, the conveyor sped up, so yeah. But yeah, as you can see, it's very hard to keep your points because, imagine it's very hard to keep track of your character, but as you can see, I'm just sort of winning because they're all the butterflies just so happen to flock to me while everyone else is losing their points, so yeah. It's not a skill thing, it ends up becoming sort of a luck thing later on. But yeah, I'm not sure. I think you start off with Countdown and the panel puzzle one. But as you beat more worlds, every world you beat will unlock a new minigame. So that's something to keep in mind. Again, I think you start off with those 2, but I'm not sure. Anyway, here are options. Very basic stuff, very basic stuff. You can start off with 3 lives or 7 lives. I usually like to start off with 7 lives, not because I'm bad at video games, but because I like to see how high I can get my life counter by the end of the game. And of course, more lives the merrier. Audio setup, obvious stuff. Controller setup. There's only 2 controller setups. You don't get to manually set your control, but whatever. It's all good. Autosave, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Anyway, on to the gallery. The gallery's pretty fun. It's where you can see the cutscenes and where you can see concept art. You'll always unlock a new area after beating an area, so that's pretty self-explanatory. Anyway, I'm not going to talk a lot during this. I'm not going to talk at all because, well, I want to show this off. So, yeah. If you enjoyed this Let's Play, good for you. I'm glad you got something out of it. Now onto the gallery. Take it easy, guys. See you some other video.